You asked if I got home. I heard everything but that. We had already said everything people say when they're tired of being hurt. The conversation wasn't loud anymore. That's usually how it ends. Not with shouting. Not with doors slamming. Just two people replying slower and slower. Leaving messages on read. Typing. Deleting. Typing again. I remember staring at the screen after your last text. The little online sign disappeared. Then came back. Then disappeared again. Such a small thing. But somehow it hurt more than the fight itself. I put my phone face down on the bed and told myself I wouldn't text first. I was still angry. Not the dramatic kind of angry. The quiet kind. The kind where you keep replaying one sentence in your head because you wish the other person understood what you actually meant. I walked around the room pretending I was doing things. Folded a t-shirt that was already folded. Opened the fridge. Closed it. Looked at the time. Looked again 3 minutes later. The worst part about fighting with someone you love is that your habits don't know you're angry yet. Your heart keeps reaching for them automatically. You still want to send them something funny. You still notice things you'd normally tell them. You still check if they've seen your story. And then you remember you're upset. So you stop yourself. Again. And again. And again. That night, I kept unlocking my phone without realizing it. No notifications. Just my own reflection in the black screen. I told myself I didn't care. I told myself if you wanted to talk, you would. I told myself a lot of things. None of them worked. Hours later, my anger had already changed shape. That's what nobody talks about. Anger gets all the attention, but underneath it, there's usually something smaller and sadder. Disappointment. Fear. The feeling that maybe the person standing closest to you still somehow missed what you were trying to say. I wasn't thinking about who was right anymore. I was thinking about how strange it felt that the person I wanted comfort from was the exact person I was avoiding. Then my phone lit up. Your name. One message. Just one. Let me know when you get home. That was it. No apology. No explanation. No, I miss you. Nothing that solved anything. And somehow that made it worse. Or maybe better. I still don't know. I stared at those words for a long time. Because they carried something neither of us knew how to say directly. You were still angry. I was still hurt. Neither of us was ready to give in. But somewhere underneath all that stubbornness, there was still concern. Still have it. Still love trying to survive in the smallest possible form. Not enough to call. Not enough to fix the fight. Just enough to make sure I got home safely. It's strange how relationships sometimes shrink during difficult moments. Everything becomes tiny. Not I love you. Just did you eat? Not please stay. Just text me when you're there. Not I need you. Just drive carefully. The feelings stay huge. The sentences get smaller. I didn't reply right away. Partly because I was stubborn. Partly because if I answered immediately, you'd know I had been waiting for your message all along. So I waited. A few minutes. Pretending I was busy. Pretending I wasn't rereading the text. Pretending it didn't matter. Then I sent back. Home. One word. Nothing else. You reacted with a thumbs up. And somehow that tiny icon felt heavier than our entire argument. Because neither of us said what we actually meant. What I meant was, thank you for checking. I was waiting for you. I hate fighting with you. I still care. What you probably meant was, I'm still upset. But I couldn't sleep without knowing. The strange thing is, some of the most important moments in a relationship happen exactly like that. Not during anniversaries. Not during long emotional conversations. Not during perfect sunsets or movie scenes. Just two stubborn people hiding concern behind ordinary words. The kind of messages nobody screenshots. The kind nobody talks about later. The kind that quietly hold everything together. Sometimes I think that's why those texts stay in our memory. Because they reveal something we rarely admit. Love isn't always visible when we're happy. Sometimes it's most visible when we're hurt. When we're disappointed. When we're exhausted. When we don't even want to talk. And yet we still check if the other person got home. Still leave a light on. Still look at the phone one more time before sleeping. Still care. Even while pretending not to. Maybe that's what made that message hurt. Not because it was cold. Because it wasn't. Because after all the things we couldn't understand about each other that night, there was still one thing neither of us could stop doing. Worrying. And sometimes that's the hardest thing to explain. You can be angry at someone. You can feel misunderstood by them. You can spend hours not wanting to speak to them. And still hope they arrive safely. Still look for their name on your screen. Still wait for a message that says nothing more than home.